Hi guys, and welcome back to another video, or welcome if this is your first time here. My name is Dana. I'm a mama to four, and here on my channel I love sharing kind of our homeschooling journey as well as simple living, motherhood, homemaking, and things like that. But if that is something that interests you, I'd love to have you join our family, and you can do so by subscribing down below. So for today's video, I am really excited. I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favorite free gift ideas. These are things that I not only love receiving as well, but there's just something about putting these items together and gifting them to someone. It requires putting a lot of heart into it and a lot of thought into it. But I think that's why I love receiving these things as well, because I know that this person really thought about like the process of putting these things together for me as a gift. And I also love returning that as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As always, if you do, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and let's get into it. So the first idea that I really love, and this is actually something that was gifted to me years and years ago. I was probably in high school, and that is a recipe box. Now I have this little wooden box that my dad made actually when he was a teenager, and my grandmother had it filled with all of her favorite kind of recipes, and that's just where she kept her recipes. It was her own recipe box. And so when I was gifted this item, it was a huge thing. I loved it because a lot of her recipes, I remember like going over to her house and eating. And so what I've kind of done is I've also kind of added in my own recipes, so as in to like pass it on to the next generation of just, you know, your family heritage, your family recipes. So I love that. I'll insert a clip here of kind of what that looks like. But yeah, my dad made the box and it is full of his mom's recipes. And then I've added in some of my mother's recipes and some of her favorite things on top of mine. So when I pass it down to my daughter, it will be full of just all kinds of incredible things. Now, the reason why I love this idea, for one, it doesn't cost anything. But for one, I think for me, when it comes to food or dessert or anything like that, it really does kind of bring you back to that time and place when you were eating that. So for example, like my grandmother used to make all of her chili with like noodles. So whenever I had chili with the noodles, I always kind of go back. And so there's a lot of memory that comes with foods and with certain desserts. And I feel like having them all collectively in one location to where you know for a fact that these were your kiddos' favorites, you can kind of put them in one place and kind of create more of a family heirloom type thing. So I love that. So that was number one on the list in no particular order, was a family recipe binder. So the next gift idea is actually a video, like editing a video or putting a video together for someone. And I love this. And if you are another YouTube mama, or if you just like editing videos in general, or even if you don't, I think the good thing about this is you can also learn a new skill if you don't know how to do it. But there's so many free video apps out there that you can easily put together a video. But one of my favorite things to do, especially when it comes to actually putting together a video for someone, is throughout the year, whether it be a 10-second, 30-second, or up to 3 or 4 minute clip that you've kind of collected of this person. So if it's grandparents, if you've kind of been filming them while they're either reading a book to your child or kind of in their moments while they're playing with your child, and you can collectively throughout the year create this moment and then put a video together at the end of the year and gift it to them for Christmas with a little handwritten note, just thanking them for being involved in your life and just thanking them for just everything, but creating almost like a memory book video for them, and then put some beautiful music to it. It's so easy to do. As I said, I will have some of my favorite apps linked down below, but I wanted to share this idea in particular because if you do have a Christmas family gathering coming up, a great way to start this video for next year's gift is to actually film that Christmas and film like whatever person you want to give this video to. So if it's a grandparent, to start filming just highlighting them, whether it be your child sitting on their lap or them opening a gift from you, and just highlighting those moments, and then throughout the year just add on to those moments. So for next year's Christmas gift, it's starting the video is kind of opening with that beautiful music and look back on the previous year. So it really is creating that kind of scrapbook of memories only in video form. So I love that idea. Again, it does not cost you anything, just a little bit of your time, and because like I said, the apps are great, and you can even add in, there's a lot of free music options and things like that, just creating a beautiful sentimental memory book for whoever it is you want to gift it to. So the third thing is definitely one of my favorites to gift, and that is a handwritten letter. And you can obviously put a handwritten letter with an actual physical item if you want. However, I feel like with the art of handwriting being so long gone, I feel like it is a very much of a lost art. Having a handwritten letter, especially when I have received them, this is one of my favorite gifts to receive, especially from my husband. I think they're beautiful, and it's honestly something that I hold on to forever when it is a handwritten letter and stuff. But in this handwritten letter, it's just like you're telling your person like how you feel about them, what you appreciate about them. And I feel like you can tell somebody and you can like show somebody how you feel, and you can tell them and everything. but I also feel like there's just something beautiful about it written down, and those are always the notes that I kind of like stick on my Bible forever. You know what I mean? But just a beautiful handwritten letter, and more than just like a couple of lines, but an actual full-on letter about how much someone means to you. And I know this is a wonderful gift to gift a parent, or a parent to gift their child, and things like this. It's one thing too that I've kind of gotten in the habit of writing little notes to my kiddos as well, and I love walking in their room and seeing that these little written notes are the things on display. I think they're so sweet, and honestly, a handwritten letter and a note can go such a long way, and it's definitely one of my favorite things to both gift and receive. So another fun idea is actually one that I put in my kiddos' stockings for this year, and that is a little coupon book. I know you've probably heard of them, but I printed off and designed this little coupon book for my kiddos. I put like 10 things in there that I know that they would love kind of cashing in on. So the coupon book is an idea of kind of like whenever the kids want to do something, and this is specifically time with mommy and daddy. So if they want to read a book, it doesn't matter what's going on during the day, if they want to cash in their coupon saying, I want to read a book now, then they can use that. And if they want to go to the store with mommy, they can use that coupon. So all of the little coupons are designed for them to be intentional about kind of what they want to do at specific moments, but to also make them feel very special and loved, because they have this whole little mini book, so to speak, of things that mommy and daddy designed specifically for them that they can use whenever they want, whether that be, like I mentioned, going to the thrift store with mommy or daddy, or going grocery shopping, because a lot of them, like especially one-on-one time, isn't as common because normally wherever we go, we're always together. And so having them their own little coupon book where this is designed specifically for them for one-on-one time with their parents is something really, really sweet, and I am excited to put in their stockings this year. So yeah, that's definitely one that I am most excited about, is a little coupon book. So the next idea, and this is probably, again, not something unheard of, but that is just gifting someone a plate of homemade cookies. And the one thing that I have added this year, because I have gifted a couple to friends this year already, but that is putting them in a really nice dish. Now this can be a dish that you have just sitting around the house, or something that you can, if you want to go to the thrift store and spend 99 cents on a dish, something like that, or a plate, just an actual reusable, really pretty dish to put them in. But what I've also done this year is I not only put it in a pretty dish and then have actually wrapped it nicely, but I've also inserted the recipe of the cookies or of the baked dish that you're sending. Because a lot of the times whenever I've received cookies as a gift, I'm like, oh my goodness, these are amazing, I want the recipe. And so it's a really fun addition to just go ahead and put that recipe on there. Again, you can design a really beautiful recipe card on Canva or any other free designing website, print that off, tie it onto the plate, and just make it look beautiful, but also already putting that recipe on there in case people want it. So one of my other favorite gifts is actually gift swapping a used book. This could be something on your shelf. I'm sure we all have books, and whether that be a kid swap. Now I have also been to gift swaps where the kids will exchange a book, one of their favorite books, whether that be off of their shelf or things like that. And it's just a great affordable way. But I wanted to share this one because it's also not just an affordable option as far as like it's free because it's just off of your shelf. But I think it can also hold a lot of value, like sentimental value, because you're not just gifting the book. One thing that I have done in the past when it comes to actually gifting a book is you write a personal note to the person inside the front cover saying, this is why I love this book, this is why I think you would love this book, and you're kind of writing them a note along with it so that they know that you thought of them while you were reading it and you thought that they would love it. So definitely gifting a book that you love and passing it on, especially if it's something that you've already read and it's just sitting on your shelf. You can pass that along in a really fun, yet sentimental way. So my next thing is actually one that when I first saw this idea, I was like, no, thank you. I was gonna check it off my list of things not to do because I'm not very creative as far as artsy. So, but that is a piece of art that you have actually done yourself. And I say this only because there are so many tutorials online, especially YouTube, like free tutorials. And one of my favorite art items that I do love using and I can do semi-decent artwork with, when I say semi, I mean like very, I don't know, anyway, is pastels. I love using the chalk pastels, and you can do beautiful sunset photos and beautiful oceanscapes and naturescapes using the pastels. And I think that is a beautiful option to actually put time and effort into learning that new skill, something that I need to do more of, and then actually creating the art so that someone is getting it might not be perfect and everything, but it is something that you made and you actually put a lot of thought process into. And another reason why I love the art idea, and honestly any craft idea in general, like these little ornaments. I have handed those out for a lot of different gifts, but there's just a really fun idea behind the craft is because you know that the entire time that person is working on it, they're either thinking of you or how you will like it and things like that. So definitely a handmade piece of art is one of my favorite things to both give and receive, which actually goes into my next one, talking about like the ornaments and stuff. Is we love doing salt dough ornaments, and then we'll put them to whatever gift we are giving. We'll normally put a little ornament in there, and it's a lot of fun because again, it's a handmade item. It's something that the kids made, and yeah, it's just really fun. And another thing that I love gifting, especially for grandparents, are more like sentimental ornaments. So you could do ornaments, and I'll show a picture of some of my favorites, but little ornaments that the kids either painted, their little handprints on them, little thumbprints and things like that, but just really sentimental type things that they can add onto their tree and then put it on their tree again next year and kind of think of you as well. So definitely handmade ornaments are also a win. So some of my favorite gifts to receive are also experiences, and typically with experiences that does come with money. However, some of the experiences that I have been gifted by family members are more like the experience of spending time together. So the cost is like your cost of gas, but I had a really sweet friend gift me just like a couple of hours with them. So she brought coffee from home, so we didn't stop and like get coffee, so we each had coffee in like our little tumblers, and then honestly we just went window shopping for a little bit, and that was so much fun, and no money was spent. It was just time together, yet it was doing something like outside of like the typical norm. And really, when you're gifting time together, that's one of the best gifts you can give anyway. It's not something that's going to add to the clutter of the home, but the memories that come from that time together literally, like I said, will last a lifetime. Another one of my all-time favorite gifts that I love receiving, and I also love gifting and doing as well, and this is one of my favorite things that when my husband does, is one of my favorite things, but this is like an out of the ordinary kind of movie night. So for us, we don't really go out a lot when it comes to our date nights. We typically just do that at home after the kiddos go to bed. So one of my favorite things that I love both receiving and gifting is like I said, the out of the ordinary. So it's not just like a movie night, but there's candles, and there's like a sweet dessert for just the two of us. Oh my goodness. And there's some fun snacks that are just for the two of us. And so really, and there's just like a blanket on the floor. So we have like a living room picnic while we're watching a movie and like eating all the fun stuff, after the kids go to bed. So I love things like that, where it's just like an out of the ordinary thing. It's something ordinary as far as like a Friday night movie night might seem, like after the kiddos go to bed, but it's made into a non-ordinary thing by adding in all the extra things, and that's what's fun. Well guys, thank you so much for being here and for watching today's video. I hope you got some good ideas for if you are looking for a meaningful gift that's not going to cost anything, but I promise you will mean so much to the person you are gifting it to. But yeah, until my next video, I hope you guys have a great day, whatever you're doing, and God bless. Bye.